Hello, hello, everybody. So good to be here again. I am live. I am live. How is everybody? It is an awesome, a little bit chilly day here in Sahuarita, Arizona. I'm going to look for some comments here, see who's all coming on. Just a little bit of housekeeping. Apparently, if you are new to StreamYard, we are broadcasting StreamYard. I am broadcasting from StreamYard here. Go ahead and click the link that you see along with it. Hi, Chris. And sign on up so I know who is talking here. Here, it's so nice to see you. Chris is here, and Veria. Am I saying your name right? Welcome, welcome. I haven't seen you here before. So good to see you. You guys must have your notifications on, or you got your phone glued to you. It can't be that you wouldn't be just like looking forward to seeing this. I'm so silly. Hi, Sudale. So good to have you here again. And Vanya is here. Oh my gosh. Well, welcome, Vanya. It's so nice to see you. And I bet the weather's a little bit different in Maryland. Maybe sometimes you guys have even better weather than us here in Arizona, but we are kind of sunny today. I prefer it that way. So I was all ready a couple minutes ago, and then I was like, hey, I've got a couple minutes. And I was like, oh, there's a reflection here. Let me go fix that. And I was walking by my setup here, and I was like, oh, well, let's show them what's going to be going on next week. So Ruth is here. Vania, great. Thank you so much. Hopefully I'll remember that next time you come on. I'm pretty good with names, but it might take me a little bit. Oh my goodness. A huge fan, Vania says. So if she's a huge fan, then I better learn to say your name right? Oh my goodness, thank you so much. That's so sweet of you. Anyway, see, I get verklempt really easy. So you guys that know me know that I do that. So just pay no attention to my eyes tearing up. I'm going to be sharing the screen today with the hoop mandrel. I hope you think that's okay. I just felt like when we get to this part, it might be easier to have this kind of camera work here instead of the downward. So, we kind of try to switch it up, try to make it a little bit better for you every day, every time we broadcast. And so just keep it good. Accent on the first A. Vania. Okay, Vania. Okay, I gotta write that down. Anyway, welcome everybody. It's so good to see you. I am seeing everyone coming in, and no one is apparently not a StreamYard person, because I'm getting all, yes, that is so nice. Did I say hi to you, Debbie? So good to have you here. Anyway, I'm Brenda Schwader. I'm getting that to the 3rd minute in, and this is Sahuarita Casita. We are broadcasting live from Sahuarita, Arizona, just a little bit farther south than Tucson. I was coming to Tucson for a few years before I figured out how very close we are to Mexico. So we got that going for us. Anyway, so much fun. Lots of stuff to do today. I have a couple things that I want to make sure that you guys are all up to date on. Getting so close to the, let me get into my brand stuff here, so close to our Beads of Courage auction that we're going to be doing. You guys, we are still accepting, so we're still accepting any kind of jewelry contributions that you want to send on over. Just message me at b@brendaschwader.com. And let me see if I can put that in here. I'm having a brain fart as to how to do that. How weird. Oh, I got to go to comments. I was like, how do I get to you? Wow, that's pretty funny. So yeah, so just let me know, and I will give you the address to send stuff over here. This is all for the kids, you guys. If you don't know about Beads of Courage, just definitely look them up. And here, I can just put that Beads of courage.org. So this is all of our thing. We've been working on this for almost a year, you guys. There have been 3 different sessions for those of you who are new to this. And finally, we're going to be just all kinds of different circumstances. We're going to be swooping all of your goodies up from the 3 different sessions and getting them prepared to go on auction. It's going to be by Bidding Owl. It's just going to be fabulous because you guys have contributed so many wonderful things. Some people 2 and 3 things between the different sessions, or just because you liked one session enough. Anyway, so my big news is that I've kind of told you this before. Deb Floros, a good friend of mine from Upper Phoenix area, she's going to be coming down next Saturday, and we're just going to be working away to get everything organized and descriptions and indexed, and so we just don't want to mess anything up and lose anything. We haven't lost anything, but just make sure that when we transfer everything over to Beads of Courage, everything is in good order. So happy to see you too, Heidi. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, great. Oh, wonderful. That is so nice. Heidi Martin says she just received her first order from Beads of Courage. Such an amazing organization. So many cool beads. Absolutely. Absolutely. So if you're new to this, you can definitely, right now the theme is D-stash. It's a little late for me to get you a piece of my D-stash to make into a piece of jewelry. But if you have things hanging around, Tracy Proctor from TierraCast just said, I'd love to contribute. What can I do? So she sent me a couple choices. Like I get to pick. Just whatever you guys can provide is just wonderful, because you're all wonderful artists. So hi, Sharon. Hello to you. So anyway, yeah, so that's what I wanted to say about Beads of Courage. Still working on those dates, working as hard as I can. They're going to be right around that. It's not the first weekend in April, but probably starting that weekend. It's going to be like kind of a 7 to 10 day thing, so that we can get as much bidding as we can going on, and just loving all of this cool stuff that's happening. Big piece of news for me. I had an awesome Monday, you guys. So super cute. Super cute. This is so weird. So I got into Milano Jewelry Week, you guys. It's going to be in June, right after my daddy's birthday. And so I'm so super psyched. It's going to be a virtual show. So what happens is that I have my own dedicated screen there, and I can have like paraphernalia. I can be there if I want, but you can choose to do different types of things. And my segment that I chose to participate in is called Jewelry Drops. If you guys are in Milan, then please do go look at my screen. And this is all going to be about my Collaborate Respond project. And I hope those of you can spread the word, or if you guys do things other than jewelry, this is getting awkward, I am going to let you encourage you to participate. This is one of the pieces. I'm going to show you some of the pieces as we go. This piece is a photography. So what happens is that artists collaborate with me, so I provide my weirdo jewelry. I've been calling it weird ass jewelry lately, and I did this. You guys are probably familiar with this piece if you know me. This is a belt buckle that I did for the competition. He got in. So this is all about Vegas and this little stunt baby that's down below. And then Denise Watras, who is a fabulous photographer, she said, yeah, that's the one I'm going to pick. And so she took this picture in Vegas. I guess they have this like junkyard of all these cool letters and stuff, from all the signage. I would just like to go there and sleep and just be with all this cranky old patinaed metal. Am I weird? Yes. Anyway, so this is a piece by Denise. And so this is just one of the things that's going to be going on my screens, because I just like this. And my idea for this is that I really want to show off the idea of found object jewelry and art jewelry, and spread that love of that jewelry can be things like this instead of high carat gold and silver, and then just put the call out for everyone to participate and respond to my weird ass art with whatever you have. So if you get my blog, which I'll put the link up to that. What to do with this? Anyway, you can be a writer, you can be a hat maker, we can have doll makers, we have an embroiderer coming. We can, whatever your art, sculpture, assemblage, whatever it is. We can't do music right now. There's not going to be any audio, but I hope to expand to that at some point in the future. I just think that would be really, really wonderful. So excited about that. So I'm just happy to be spreading the joy through my art and through me and that platform that I will have in Milan. So Milano, you pick. So anyway, I am super duper psyched about that. So back to these, I was showing you guys these earrings. I just finished these this morning. I'm back on this, I'm calling it a work-a-day. And kind of like a word thing from Workaday. And these are the earrings I have on today. Here's another little thing. Super into single-use plastics. Those orange cups are actually like milk cups from, I don't know, whatever gallon milk you get with the orange cap. And then I always do a little bit of wire. I thought I was going to do steel findings, but it's like, this aluminum wire, you guys, is really getting under my skin. I'm just absolutely loving this. So I chose, I don't know who he is, some of this. So this one is called Ninja Chicken Fight something, which I've already forgotten. And you can find out more about this on my Instagram page. This is the pair that I finished yesterday. And this is all about ninjas having a play date. So, and you can see that I've got this. It's kind of the same findings there, but only with steel. I am just going so quickly, so I want to get to our things. But before I do that, I want to show you what's coming up in a couple weeks. This is going to be the kit for that's my take on the Schiaparelli brooch that Lady Gaga wore here. So her version, or his version, that she wore for the inauguration, and my version made with all these lovely, yummy John bead beads. John bead beads. So, and here it is in person. I'm so super psyched because I love that little olive branch there with tiny, teeny beads. And of course, this is quite heavy. So this would be definitely, something you're not going to want to wear on your lightweight silk blouse. But I'm just kind of seeing something also too, like maybe just like a choker on some sort of like really thick. What do you think, Chris? Chris wears chokers. Anyway, I'm psyched to be able to have that. I'm putting a kit together, and it's going to be in 2 weeks. So unfortunately, I just don't have my poop together quite yet. So we'll do the thing, and then hopefully you guys can get the instructions from the broadcast. See, it's really not hard. It's all about wire netting. So let's go to the top down view here. Let's go here, and you can see, so this, and actually in the kit, I think we're going to give you this in steel. And just so you have it, you'll be able to do it. But I thought it would be nice for those of you who don't do a lot of wire work to be able to get this and just work with it. But you'll get this wire. There's a lighter wire that's in between here, and this tiny little 26 gauge wire here with these beads. And then we'll also show you how to make that, the finding for the back too, which I haven't done yet. See, it's naked back there. But I had to get this out for you. And I should be working on some of the other things I'm doing for the Great Bead Extravaganza. Here we go. And that is coming. My last little thing is coming is, this is next weekend already, you guys. Holy camole. Holy cannoli. So this is what's coming up next weekend. Don't forget to go to the Great Bead Extravaganza group on Facebook and check it on out. All these lovely faces are the people that are my buddies, and we're going to be presenting. So 17 of us, absolutely in love with all these guys who've just been doing an amazing thing, getting quite a bit of content out to you guys, and been quite a bit of a turnaround here to get this put together. As you know, who are following us, we just had a super duper presentation around the first week in February, and so here we are 6 weeks later doing another one, which is part of the reason I don't really have mine ready yet. It'll be great though. And it'll be using the hammers. Now that's a hammer. So all kinds of things in my stable here, right? All right, blah, 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 blah. I thought that was my last announcement, but no. So let's go back to comments, see what I'm missing here. That's the sad part. Let's see. Let's see, on a scarf. Yes. Okay. Vanya. I'm practicing. A little big for chicken. Oh, I'm missing. I'm reading all these at the same. Okay. Well, Lois, I'm going to answer your question first. Lois is saying, love that hammer. Wish I had one, though. Well, this might be your big day. If you sign up for the giveaways, and each session's giveaways are a little bit different, you could win a hammer. There are a set of 3, and then I also give 3 more away on my particular show. So you'll want to be in that group. So anyway, you guys are just chatting away up here. I love it. Let's see here. Donate or made a piece or supplies. I'm going to be getting you all kinds of information, Vanaya, in your after this, because I can't keep up. Sorry about that. Yes, leather would be great too. Okay. So here's the thing. So when I'm doing all that other stuff, I'm not in the same screen as the comments. So that's a little bit unnerving, but anyway. Okay. So let's hide that little comment and let's get cracking here. So every week I come to you with a different wire project. We are really jamming on all kinds of aluminum wire. Absolutely loving this. You know, though, because you're smarties, that you can make these projects in anywhere that you might have. If you're falling in love with aluminum, just like I am, you can get it from, let's see, I'm going to just paste it right into here. Now there's going to be 2, it's not going to look like 2, but this, because it's, I don't know what happens in here, but anyway, there's 2 links. One is for the 18 gauge. Oh, I did that wrong. The 18 gauge wire. Let me see if I can't find the 12 gauge link for you really quick here. I know I can do it. I just gave you the link for the 18 gauge, but I'm going to give you the link for the 12 gauge wire as well, which is good because this is what we're using today. Okay, here we go. See, even if I mess up, I can remedy this pretty darn easily. There we go. And boom, bam. Okay, there's the link for the 12 gauge wire. We're using 3 of them today. We're using green, and I put down copper, green and orange and copper. This is called copper. Looks a little brown to me. But anyway, I liked how these colors look together, and I hadn't used them together yet. And then we're going to be tying on the beads because the aluminum comes in 2 gauges. I almost went 2 gauges. I don't know why I do that. 2 gauges, and the skinnier gauge, which is the 18, does not fit through these silly sassy pearls. Okay, we just do workaround, right? Workaround is our name. So anyway, so also what happens here is that we're going to be using these earth jewels, and these are by John Bead. Love these. Are freshwater pearls. Here's our SKU number here, and that's in the link that I already gave you. These are 10 to 12 millimeters, and I've got some here to show you. I love these potato pearls. I like things that are irregular if you don't know already. Don't know already. Oh, okay. So if you didn't get that link, it says that it's not going to the John Bead group, or now that's a jig group. It looks like, I don't know why, because the other link went through. So it says wait a moment and then try again. I think it's been a moment. Let's see if I can do this. I know the natural pearls are so cool, aren't they, Heidi? Let's see here. Let's see if I take this off, and then let's try that again and see if it works. Oh, that looks like it works if I just put that that link in there and no other text. You never know, you guys. You gotta just work it. Okay, so this is what we're doing, guys. In true form to me, I can't just show you one thing. I got to show you a million things. So we're going to try to fit a million things in. I've got some of the millions right here, but you can see basically what we're doing is I call this the octopus link because I figure we all need a lot of hugs lately. How about you? And then depending on how long you're going to make your tendrils, here's the smallest one, here's the next smallest, and here's this. You're going to have these tendrils that are going to work their way around the ring base. Okay, so we're going to call this the ring base. This is the foundation of the link. And you can see they're really pretty good. If we come back to pretty big, if you come back to this big, look at these are, I'm telling you, there's some big links. So the fun thing about big links is, right, they make up pretty darn quickly. So you're making chain, but it's not like you're making little tiny links. I like that. I like a lot of bang for your buck, right? I know, Sharon, isn't that cool? So it's not usually my color combination, but I'm just like, let's do something a little different. We've been working with little pastel-y tones with these pearls. Everyone does that. Been there, done that. Let's work on some of these others. So, okay. Now, if you need, these are the instructions, okay? And let me see, I had this on here. Bead links, marketing text, OctoHug. Yeah, I had this copied and saved. Here's where you go. Okay, we're just going to grab this link right here. This is the free group. Just sign up and get in there. Get in there. We're going to copy this. Minimize that. Can you just, that's like looking through a mirror. So attractive. Here's where you go, because you guys were asking about this. I was basically just telling you, hey, go to the John Bead. It's called Bead Projects from John, Bead Projects and PDFs from John Bead. But that link will get you directly into those files, and so that's where you get all those free files. The free files are not the John Bead versions. If you want these versions, if you guys have a jig, own a jig, which is now on sabbatical, get them for free. Mine, the jig ones, $3, but I'm sure you'll forgive me. Just get a little bit of money back for the graphic arts. Got to pay Sarah, right? Anyway, so that's where you go to get all those. Now, if you have any questions, you can always ask John B. Hey, where do I get this? Where do I get that? Brenda showed this. I don't know where to get it. Right. We're going to fix that pretty soon. Now, the other links, the bit.ly links that I gave you, those are to the craft shop. That's placed on Amazon. So all those are available to you retail. But we're working out all those kind of things now. All right. I did have a little bit of caffeine tea before I went on because I was a little bit sad, not sad. I was a little bit sleepy. But okay. So let's go ahead and get ready here. We'll put this on and we'll get cracking. Let's see here. I love that everything's working. Knocking on wood. Love when that happens. All right, so let's get cracking here. And I got all these up. I can see your comments if I'm paying attention. If I don't answer them, I'll answer them later. But here we're going to get cracking. So this is let's go the down view here. This is all right, let's get some of this stuff out of the way. This is the thing about the zooming in. Is that we definitely want all the stuff around us, but then we need to get down to work, right? So here's your pattern, and basically this is what we're going to be doing. If you're working on the jig, what I've done is I put this down toward the end so that when you're making that twist, you can make it down here and then zoom it around and start to go up to make your tendrils. When I have this like this, guys, hope this isn't too hard, is that you can stop here for that shortest tendril. Here's the next longest, here's the next. So this one's going to give the longest tendril, and then you can actually go around. We're going to be doing this one together for the first time today, so we're going to be seeing what goes on with this. So let's go ahead and make that longest one, and then you can kind of see, you know what? Let's actually make the second longest one. We've already made some of these other ones here, and we'll just see how this goes. Let's make the orange one first. If you guys are hearing all of that noise, we're having our fence put in, our new fence. So that is what's going on. Okay, let's do this. Let's do that so you can see me too. I know. You can use really, Sharon brings up a good point, you guys. And she says she loves that you can use this wire on Now That's a Jig and Taj. You can use any wire on Now That's a Jig. It does not discriminate, right? And that's one of the things that I absolutely adore about it. You can use this wire. You can use, you guys that know me from before the John's Bead sponsorship, right? I'm just going to kind of get this off here. I see there's a little bit of a kink in here. Whoa. And I'm going to lop that off because it's in my way. And we'll use the rest of that for jump rings probably. But anyway, that's the thing. I know this mandrel too, you guys. I'm going to try to source this for you. I looked and see if it was at microtools.com, which I have a little bit of a affiliate link to. I didn't see it. Try riogrand.com. Okay, so up here, if I'm looking on here, I have all of my wire lengths. We're just the second to the longest one. I'm going to do the 17-inch wire right here. You guys, I think we're going to probably go over the hour, but you know. And I knew I forgot something. A ruler would be good. So I'm just going to make sure that I have way more than 17 because I don't want to be out of wire. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use this guy here. And what I did was that where is that? I started with this. I know that I want a 1.5 inch thing. So you find a 1.5 inch mandrel. But I knew that I had this hoop mandrel, right? And I just put it right on here. And then what I did is I just put a piece of washi tape. Can you guys see that? Where is my, it's under here. Because I have my silly name thing on here. Let's see if we can switch the camera here a little bit. Yeah, there we go. There we go. So that we've got this marking right here. That way I know where to put my wire. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to center this wire onto here, and I'm going to just make this around. Now these links are going to get bigger because this is just one way to start them out. I'm just going really tightly around here, and then so you can see, I'm going to move this around, and I'm just going to tightly do. You can do either just one. This is a half a twist. Or a whole twist. We've got a lot of wire, so I'm going to do a whole twist. And as tight as you can put on there, that is going to help you out. Gorgeous, right? Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I'll show you under here too. Nice and tight. So if you only have a half of a twist, you're going to get some movement in there, and it just depends on how you want to do that. This green one here, you can see is half a twist. You can see that it's just twisting and then going. So it kind of just depends on what look you want to achieve, right? And that's why I like to give you like a lot of different looks or options, I guess. So if I go down to here, I've got this all figured out, right? Let's get this back over here, moving things all over the place. Let's see if I'm getting any more, I'm missing any of your comments. I'll try to get those. And remember, we were going to be doing this one up here. So I'm just going to use this to grab this, and I'm going to be coming up to here. I'm going to pull out my fabulous John Bead plier. You shouldn't be tired. And I'm just going to mark that, and I'm going to go back to the very back of my thing. I know that this diameter here is not quite the 1/4 inch, but it's going to work for me. Okay. I'm going to go all the way around. You can see I have way too much wire, but I always like to give you guys way more wire than you need. Plus, remember, I didn't cut it to measurement anyway. So this is kind of where I am. I'm going to just mark that with my plier, bring that back up, slide it all the way back. And you know what? This isn't brain surgery, right? Or rocket science. Right? And we're just going to finish that one off. So you have your basic shape right there. Cheaters on, peepers off. So I'm just going to go in here. Now I might want to switch this because this cut is a little bit key, you guys. In that you really, really, really want these to be flush against the part that you are bending against. So let's go ahead and make this the lollipop on top shape first, because we want to know exactly what we are cutting to, and we're going to cut that bend that so that we have that hard edge there, and we know exactly what kind of shape we want that to fit. So we want this to fit here. If I were to cut this the other way, we're only going to have one tiny little point, since this is a cold connection, but we want as much stopping as possible there. So I'm going to try to get in there and make this a slanty cut as much as possible, so that when I do, I hope you guys make this make sense, is that I'm going to bring this down here, and I can see that I can open it up a little bit more. And if you guys want to keep your wire from marring at all, go ahead and use your nylon jaw pliers. I'm just kind of like nudging this a little bit further back so you can see I have a pretty good contact in there all the way up. That's just going to help so that that linen does not fall out. Okay. So how many pliers do you have on your workstation at one time? All of them. Okay, again, on the other side, I'm just making that lollipop on top shape. Let me get back in there and make sure that cut matches where I'm meeting it as much as I can. Okay. All right. Now, if you guys want to, you can actually just give these a little bit of a tap on your bench block. This is a metal complex hammer that we're trying to get links on for the craft shop quickly. Since these are going to be kind of like, you know, in a position closer to the ring, I kind of like to get them a little bit flattened here. But really, I don't like to do too much hammering on the aluminum wire. You can guess why. All right, so now all I'm going to do is I'm going to take, and this one's on the top, right? So I'm just going to kind of just pinch that down, and I'm going to go through inside and through and around and through and around. And then here's where you have some options. You can kind of keep this perpendicular, parallel to your ring. You can go something like that, right? Or you can flush it up against the ring like that. So you're kind of hiding it. And then here, this one's now on top. So I'm kind of coming down and pinching it. See how much I can do with my fingers already there. But you can see that I'm kind of misshaping my ring, and that's where the hoop mandrel is going to come in. Now already, this is interesting to me because we are almost meeting on the other side. I think that this is a really pretty cool link because it's meeting here, and I think the next one that we have is probably going to overlap, which is going to be interesting unless I go a little bit tighter with my links. Okay, so we've got, it's actually not too bad here, but before I get to this, I'm going to switch this back here so that you can kind of see this, and I'm going to bring this up to here, and because we have filled some of the inside of this, you can see the difference here. This is where we made it, remember? And then this is not. So it's actually, if it does get out of shape, you can definitely put it back on here. And then just do a little bit more shaping. Also, all this twisting in here, that is actually hardening this link up. So that's a good structurally sound link. Okay. Pretty darn cute. And on this one, let's switch this again here. Pretty slick, hey? This one already, what's happened is that I have everything kind of flush to one side, and it's looking pretty cute without a whole lot of hammering, right? Okay, so we've got that one, and let's go ahead and make the longest one to see what is going to happen, and we'll make that one out of the brown. Just have this vision to have the green in the center. I don't know why. And then we're just going to lop off a lot of this color as well, because that one is the 17. Oh, am I locked? Oh, it's way over here. I'm pointing to something that's over here. The 17. No, it's the 19. 19 incher. Let me know if you have any questions, guys. Do not be shy. All right, so we're going to start here again. We'll get back to this. And center that. Get back over to here. And so if you kind of have a hard time with your hands and pincher grasp, let's go ahead and see if we can't just use our nylon jaw pliers and see if this helps us. Get them real, not too bad. Look at that. So there's a half a twist, right? I'm going to go, let's just do a half a twist this time so you guys can see the difference. So 2 bends would have been a whole twist, right? So a half and a whole twist. And I can see that right here is my cursor. You can't see that. So going back down to here. Love this. Love the StreamYard, you guys. I loved Switcher when I was using Switcher. Now I'm in love with StreamYard. So super cool. All right, so again, you can see I'm straightening this out with my hands, and I'm just going to make this one up here, and it's going to be really super long, you guys. Let's grab this. Kind of nice to do some of these steps over so you can see them. So I'm just going to grab this here and all the way around. Nine smileys. I love that. And you can kind of see, like, I could work this other side. But being that as I'm left-handed, I just flip the whole thing over. Isn't that something? Something how you can do that. And I'm just going to take this. Getting back to that dove, you guys, that I did, you should see the jig set up for that baby. Oh my gosh. You can get close just by, and we'll be showing this just without the jig set up, of course. But it's using quite a bit. We're using some of the semicircles. We're using, for those of you who are using the jig. So this time, let's not do that lollipop on top. Let's just do this P and this Q just to see what we've got going on. I like to, when we're doing this, to go all the way around just so I have a really nice circle in here. And I see that this isn't a really nice circle, so I'm going to, yikes, fix that. Here we go. That's a little bit better. I did not like that. But this is amazing. And just like end up, it's just so intuitive just to straighten this wire with your hands, because you can. All right, do those cuts. So now we still have to figure out how we're going to keep that linen in there. So we really want like a really flat cut here, really steep and acute angle. It's going to be hard to get that perfectly. Let's go ahead and do that. All righty. Not really liking that, so I'm going to clip it again. It's not close enough. All right. So the key with the aluminum, you guys, is just like there's little working it as possible, right? Just going to get in there. Use your nylon jaw pliers as much as possible. Grab that and get it down there. You're still not having the best of luck with this particular circle. And then if you want, even with this 12 gauge wire, you can get in here with this wire straightener. Look at that sucker. Perfectly straight. And then just do these before you kind of go around. Again, I'm just going to take and do my ends before I get twisting. And then we're going to see how this one compares to this one. Can I talk a little? Okay, I always forget that. Let's answer this one. Thanks, you guys, for questions. Heidi says, do you ever coat the tips of your pliers so they don't mar the wire? You know what? I know Neelay does that, and he does. Because I started out working with steel, I really don't. But I know that there's the products out there to do that. What is it called? It's called Tool Dip or something like that. By Cool Tools, something like that. Anyway, that would be a good idea for aluminum. Yeah, period. That's just not something that I kind of grew up doing. So, and then here, Vania says, can you talk a little bit about why I like aluminum wire advantages and disadvantages? Do you also use the regular wire? Yes. So you are Tool Magic. Thank you, Sharon. Sharon, why don't you just come on and just be my scribe every time? She's so awesome. So Vanya, what I have done is I grew up in the wire industry and working with steel wire. And so now that this show is sponsored by John B., the wire they have is aluminum. And said, hey, what can you do with this? And I said, well, let me check it out. I do not discriminate with wire. I love steel, but, you know, there's all these colors. So that's why we're working with that right now, is just doing that. But wire is wire, and it's all about the gauges and the colors that you want to get. So you do you, right? Plasti dip. Yes, there is a plasti dip too. Thanks. Is it Stephen or Stefan? Nice to have you here. Yeah, aerosol. What can we dip with an aerosol, right? I didn't know it came in aerosol. I'm off to Ace right after this. It's all your fault, Stefan. Let's see here. Sue, you are so smart. Okay, so let's go ahead and just see what we have. Now, if you were working this octopus link with steel in 12 gauge, we would not be working with our hands to do this, right? So let's see. Now this one is going to tend to do this, right? So I'm going to try to keep this done because we only did that half a twist. This is what happens, okay? Sometimes I prefer the full twist, but you can see here, this becomes part of the focal. And if you don't like that look, you got to do something else, right? So here we are with this brown one, and this is the full twist right here. So it tends to kind of, you know, come up. You can probably get this to go down on the hoop mandrel if you want. And what I don't like about this necessarily is that it just looks a little open. So it's kind of just depends on, you know, your preference and what you're expecting to get out of this. And, you know, that's the octopus link. So let's see how we can do this. Let's get this to go down pretty tightly. I'm going to bring this up and around here. Remember I was saying that I thought it might be overlapping. I don't want it to do that. So I'm going to try to do tighter, closer together wraps and see what we get from that. You might do it differently, right? Okay. And you can see that it's getting a little bit, you know, don't worry too much if it's not doing what you want. And then this one, I'm going to make come up like this. Not liking that so much. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this back into a lollipop on top. Because I kind of like that look. And I'm going to leave that one kind of coming out like a little ear. And I see that my thing opened. So I'm going to close that little guy back up. And that's almost halfway. So this is interesting what it's going to end up looking like, right? Let's get back in the camera view. That's always good. Right. So you guys are both right. There is the Plasti Dip and there is the Tool Magic. Since Ruth, you guys, look at you guys. Ruth, Sue, and Sharon. Tool Magic, Tool Magic, Tool Magic, right? All at the same time, 247. I love it. Vanya, did you tell us where you're from? Okay. All right, so these are closer between, and I'm sort of getting the same type of effect as this, but with 2 more inches of wire. Well, just a little bit more of the, look at this. This is the Brenda workstation. Just a little bit more like space right here. So that's kind of cute, actually. So I turn this one into, you can see the difference here. Here's the lollipop on top. Here's a little bit more of the P and Q. I just think it looks a little bit more finished with this lollipop on top. So I'm going to take and I'm going to try to do that, which then opens up my my link a little bit more. So I'm going to close that back up. And to be honest, I am getting some marring here, so I think that Tool Magic would work pretty darn well. Okay. So this is just, you know, one way of doing it. Again, we kind of went through that where these are flush. These are the ones that are, you know, parallel to the wire, and we could switch them. Like here's one that if we switch it this way, then these guys are perpendicular to the wire. So there's just a couple different ways, 3 different ways that you can do this. And we'll just keep this. Let's do this one perpendicular, just so we have a different one to talk about. Now I'm going to bring it back over to here, loop, loop. Bring that there, switch it around, and get back onto here. You can also really work that connection point, that half twist right down here when it's on the hoop mandrel, which makes that really nice. And you can see I'm getting it almost back down here to where we started. And that's just really kind of driving this out, expanding this. Okay. Super, super cute. Okay. So there are both of those. You can see them together. Now, due to the essence of time, let's go ahead and get those jump rings done. You guys probably know, we probably don't even need to do this, and so let's not. I'm going to just use this 1/2 inch mandrel that I got. It's just aluminum stock that you can get at Ace or at your hometown place, anywhere that you can get hardware store. So this one's a 1/2 inch. This is what I used before I had the jig, so it was kind of cool that I still had them. But basically, you're going to, here I was going to take one of these pieces that I already had cut off, and basically just, could you hammer the connection point before wrapping? Sure. Sure. You know me, I like to do as few, I'm like, if I can hammer it later, I can do it later. I just think, Sharon, okay, so you guys can, depending on, I'm just going to put this on. Sharon has a really good question. Can I hammer my connection point before wrapping? You could. You could, especially if it's the full one. The half one, I think it's going to do what it's going to do when you start wrapping. But check it out, you guys, you know. The thing about me doing this is I just kind of do it once and then I'm like one and done. But if it's something that you like, you would perfect this much better than I would. Okay, so just taking this, I'm just gonna, you know, just quickly wound that around. You can see I just got this really nice little coil here, and you're gonna cut those off. We'll do some of these basic things a little bit more in depth in the future, but we don't want to mess with all this when we have to show the whole project. So. So anyway, due to the magic of TV and me already having these done, look at that. So what I thought I would do is show you how to do the 3, and then I also have this one other extra here, and I can cut more out of there later on. But before we get to that, let's go ahead and get those pearls on. The key to this is, even with here, you're seeing that there is some light through here. And so I want to make sure and get that. This one's going to be nice and high, but you never know where that linen is going to come in from. And I did have one of my pearls pop out of this link right here, just by like touching it and like, I don't know what I was doing, but I looked down and this one of these was out. So what this does is it relies on that tension of that linen, and linen can stretch. So we're going to take that into mind here. So, and I just kind of want to show you this here, you guys. This is the one that I did just to kind of show you, well, I was trying to figure out what I was doing here, and I was like, can I do this here? Can I go all the way through? And I went with another thing, but for contrast, you can see what I'm doing with this wire is or the linen is I'm just kind of looking, going through. You can see for contrast what it's up to there. But for real time, let's go ahead and, you know what? I want you to be able to see this. You see the green against there? I cleaned up my spot, so I'm going to use like a whole different color so you could see it really well. But let's just use as contrasty one as possible. And I think, what do I have here? Let's use the orange against the brown. And yeah. Cut this off. So again here, this is the binding wire that we're going to be using here. The measurements are down here. So the very longest one, it says 10 inches. As you know, I always give you way too much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure these ends are nice and twisty at the end. That's how you sharpen your needle. It's the end of your Irish wax linen, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this little guy on here, right here, and it goes through nicely, just nicely. If you just kind of like go with the zen, don't try to think about it too much, just willing it to go through. And then what I'm going to do is, as close as I can to the end, and I'm not going to make myself crazy, but I'm going to make an overhand knot here. How are we doing for time? 3 o'clock, so we've been at 1 hour. But there's a lot to do with this one. Let's see here. I want to get off of that. Let's see. So I've got that right on top of one another, nice and tight. Okay. I'm not going to cut this off just yet. And I'm going to shore that up against there. Take up any slack. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to, golly gee, I keep seeing here that they're not close in. We just don't want that linen to come out. So I'm going to come through here. I'm going to go all the way around with this particular guy. Okay, so I'm seated this in here, and then I'm just going to work with the twist of the wire. See how I'm kind of just doing it in there. I'm going to go around. I didn't like it at first when I was just doing this one. I'm like, oh, it just looks so amateurish. We don't want to look amateurish, do we? But when, and I'm just showing you this for the contrast, unless you kind of like this look, this isn't too bad. But what I'm trying to tell you is that when you're blending it in, it doesn't look so bad. Here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through here and back through. So I'm midway. I'm going to go through these loops just because it gives it a little bit more, right, interest. And keeping all this tight, okay? And keeping tension on here. Just keep going through, keep going around. You get a phone call. I can't believe you guys stay on here for an hour anyway. Yes, Irish wax linen. And this is the 4-ply. And we can get that 4-ply through these earth jewels. I love it. So these are, you know, pearls are really notorious for having tiny holes. We can get 4-ply through these. And what I like is these John Bead, the earth jewels ones, very consistent. Okay, so I'm all the way to the other end. This pearl is still seated here. I'm just going to have enough room to get that other pearl in there. So basically what I'm doing is I'm holding everything tight. Remember last week we had this guy, this vise. Here we can see it. Go down there. This vise down here, and I had the earring in it, and so I could use both of my hands. That would be nice now. I'm just too lazy to set it up. Okay, so I'm holding this, and I'm going to put a pearl that's not attached to something else on already. And you know what? If you just have something that's not twisted enough, you guys, just snip it. I mean, we've got plenty of linen here. I've given you way too much. And let's see if it's going to go. I'm afraid to let it go because I wanted that tension to stay on there. Finding the hole. No pressure, no pressure. Twisting. So the other thing is sometimes, this is actually good, right? Sometimes what happens is that there's wire buildup on here. And that can be just enough to keep that from going through. Patience. Sometimes you want to just kind of like give it a little twist. Felt it go a little bit. Twist and a little shove through. And ta-da! And bring it all the way back up here. Now, that's kind of cute. But to give it a little bit more room, I'm going to take my chain nose and I'm just going to give it a touch more room because we need to get in there and we need to make sure that I can get in there and seat it. So here's all, you can see the difference between the orange and the purple, good gracious, the orange and the brown. And yeah, so you can see where all of that is going through. So now I have this here and that there. And what happens is that I'm going to keep all this tension here. And let's just start this without the tension. And then I'm going to seat this pearl in here. And I'm going to find the awl that I put down here. And I'm going to get as close as I can, right, to the end. Now what's going to happen is that I'm close. I'm still going to be not quite enough. There's a little bit more play in there, and that's okay. Because what happens is that that's where I'm going to put the rest of the knot. Oh, okay, cool. Sharon, I love your questions. So you can see just there's a tiny little bit of room, blah, 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 right in there. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the second part of that knot underneath. And that is going to take up that slack. Here's a little tip for you, right? Underneath it. And that is going to keep everything in place. I could do it one more time if I wanted, but I think this is pretty darn good. Just get that up in there. Now for now, I'm just going to snip it so it's not in my way. I'm not pulling it, or things aren't going happening that I don't want to happen. But you can see here, see, this is why we need this really, really close, is that that is going right where that connection point is. Same with this one. And so if that isn't really, really closed, you're going to have it slipping through. Just what it is, right? Okay. Not really crazy about the contrast here, except for, we did it on purpose. But I just kind of want to show you these where just by chance I've got this. So this is the Orange Crush Irish wax linen in here, and it's just blending so nicely in here. This is the brown against this. This is called the copper, but this is a walnut brown Irish wax linen. And it's Royal Wood Limited, by the way. And this one is, I think it's the, I should just look down and see. It is the Dark Forest green. But I probably could have used a different green too. But it's so nicely blending right in. Okay, so let's go ahead and put these. I just want to kind of finish off by, and I can do this pretty easily. You can see here what I did for the connection points is that I just put the color. I thought I did. They must move around. So I thought I put the color. Yeah, that's what I did. I put the color that wasn't either one of the links in the middle. Yeah, that's what I did. So what that means is for this and this, I'm going to use the orange to be in the middle, and then I'll flank each side with a different jump ring color. And you can just hold them like this. I'm just going to open and close this very easily with my fingers. And these jump rings, I didn't do a whole lot of prep beforehand. They're not really like perfectly butted up against it, but I'm sure you'll forgive me. So we've got that orange is in the middle. Take the green, put it there. And so I've got just kind of another interesting design choice, right? Everything is a design choice. the gauge, you know, the colors, the everything. So that's how I did the 3 together. And now just to get this on here, I will do this just to get it attached so you can see how just one color will look. So, you know, what I kind of said in the description of the of this project is that this is basically just a link, right, you guys? So you can make so many big links that you've got a necklace that goes over your head. If you don't want to make a clasp, it'd be easy enough to make a clasp. We can do that in another video. In you know, one of the colors that you've chosen. You can use this as a bracelet focal for like a tension bracelet. You can use it, 2 of them for hoop earrings, you know, off of an ear wire. So many things. So it's a link, it's an element that you can use to do other things. What other cord could we use if you don't have the Irish linen or use thin? You can use thin wire. The 26, I believe, will go through really, really well. Just have to find something, probably like a Ceylon cord, Ceylon. I just saw Mile was working with that. So that's kind of how that looks. Let's see how it looks on the person. I didn't wear exactly the right thing, but you can see, you know, I'd probably have to make like 3 of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, probably 15 links to go all the way around. But let's see how it would look as an earring. And you could just do whatever. It almost looks like a little girl with like pearl earrings or like mini Princess Leia. You know, it's kind of a fun thing like that. And so they're big links, and that's why I kind of wanted to play with these. Pretty fun. Or like in one of the first videos that I showed you guys, you could always just do this off of like a neck wire that comes off. I have that. That is one of the patterns that we have available. What I did forget to tell you is that if we look down here, and why I have you leave these on is just to take a little bit of that beater's glue, GS Hypo, and just dot that on there, and then wait for it to dry and then cut that close. And then that's what I've done with all the rest of these that just look like little nubbins. I love how the color of the little tiny dot of color that matches, like this one's brown, green, and then this one's orange. You can't see this one as well. It just sort of is kind of a fun little touch against the pearl. So let's see here. Sharon says, thin gauge wire with a rosette for the ending to keep the pearl linked in. Yes, perfect, cute would be really, really cute. And that would sort of save, you know, you still have that problem of keeping that jumper, that loop, that cold connection of the loop really tight, because thin wire can get through that too, but I just feel like the wire would give it a little bit more stability. So that's a really good idea, Sharon. I love it. Love it. So I hope that I haven't ignored you guys. I can use a hammer. Let's see. I love that you can use a hammer. I need that mandrel. Info, these are all mine. So let me know if you have any other questions. Next time, we just didn't have time for this. I got a few more pieces to open from our friend Bev King. And I always get little goodies too. So we'll open these next Thursday when we do this other piece, you guys. So the other piece that I want to show you, we're going to do a refresh, one more pearl project till the end of, wait, Yes. What I'm going to do is one more pearl project, and then at the end of the month, what we're going to be doing is this one together. That is going to be so super fun. But next week, and I just didn't work this one up in time, is that we're going to be doing this one. It's the refresh on the Gitchy Gumi necklace. You guys probably, a lot of you already know Nile, our love. So he did this for a bead and button show make and take one year. So adorable. So we're going to be doing this kind of like triangular element, and we're going to be doing those with this wire and these pearls. Is that not yummy? So we're going to be working with these John Bead check pearls. I love all these gradations of sizes. And we're going to be working with this fun, I think this is the light copper wire. This is the 18 gauge that I'll be working with. And then maybe we'll be doing on air this version with the beautiful, let's see what they're calling this color. Cream. Because I didn't have my cheaters on. It said green. I was like, They know what they're talking about. All right, isn't this cool? So we'll be doing this one on there. So we'll be doing, this is just one size of these cute little Gitchy Gumi. It sort of reminded me like a little arrowhead. And then we'll be seating the pearls into these positions here. So you won't be seeing this part. And I'll show you all about how to do that. It'll be lots of fun. I'll get that worked up real soon so that you can see the picture and just drool over that, hopefully. So yeah. So what do you guys think about that? Pretty cool, huh? We've been going live for about an hour and 15 minutes. So let's see here. If you have any other questions, I'm just going to delete that little comment there. We don't need that. Did it delete? I don't know what that's doing. Anyway, I got a little bit there we go. I'm good to go. Thank you, StreamYard. It's giving me these little comments in here. So yeah. So you guys, what I wanted to where to get that kit bird, right? It'll be on my Etsy site. Okay, let's go back to here. I'm going to give you the actual link to the Etsy site. I've got these up as banners, but let's see, etsy.brendaschwader.com. There you go. And go ahead and get on, just kind of be watching for that. And I'll also be kind of letting you guys know that that's coming on. I also wanted to give you my landing page. Like a lot of times what ends up happening, come on, Brenda, where is this? Can I do it? Find it now. Sorry about that. I'm just looking for the landing page. A lot of times what happens is that I'll give you the information to things on my blog, and that's where I was going to give you the landing page to get on there, and now I'm not finding it because it's in my notes. Oh, let me see if it's here. John B. Links. Let's go up to, there we go. I was smart and I put it in two places. See, technology, you can't get me that easily. Let's get rid of this one. go. And we'll chat that one. Okay, I thought I blocked this guy. Click here to reconnect. So, okay, good to go. So, love you guys. So, please do sign up for the blog and come on back. We'll be doing that Gitchy Gumi one. We'll do a refresh. Keep that name because I think it's kind of a fun name. And we'll see if maybe we can get Neelay to join us. Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, so you guys know that I absolutely adore you and I love spending this time here with you guys and my hoop mandrill. And we'll see you at the same time next week. Do check out my Instagram page. My handle is Brenda Schwader Jewelry, all one word, and you can see the things that I'm doing with that. Trying to do that a work-a-day project and just see how many days I can get in a row before I have to start over. Stuff happens, but it's fun to just keep going with some little riffy projects and just really kind of ups my game, and I think it would for you too. Also, another little clue is we're starting Maker's Circle up, and we're going to be opening it up as a year-long membership pretty soon. Susan the Guider and I are going to do our collaboration on that front again. So it'll be part book club, part challenge, part support group, and part just I'm going to be a little niggler in your side sometimes and just kind of try to help you up your game as I am constantly upping mine. So gotta represent, right? So I hope you can join us with that. Mwah. Off we go. Gonna be getting some more work done, guys. Love you, love you. See you soon. Adios.